Well, hey, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Dadzillosaur. Welcome to my Minecraft Let's Play Survival Guide series. All right, well, this is going to be episode Lucky 13, and actually, it's going to be a three-parter. You can see behind me, I have a couple villagers in carts waiting to get pushed. This series, a little mini-series within my bigger series, is going to be 3 episodes. Like I said, I'm going to mark those as episode 13A, 13B, and 13C, and here's how it's going to work. All right, so 13A, what we're going to do is we're going to finally build our villager breeder system. Now, just a little bit of a recap here. One of the things I did when we first came across and decided to build near this village was I built that little house right there, and I built it kind of in the style of the rest of the village, just a simple little house, and it's got a bunch of beds in it. Its only purpose was to grow the population of this village, so I had plenty of villagers. That's not really a villager breeder. I mean, it kind of is, but really the idea was just to make sure that with my activity around the village that I wouldn't be causing these guys to get killed by mobs. Okay, so that's what we did. But now we're going to build an actual villager breeder, and it's going to be a 3-part system. So here's how it's going to work. Well, this is just a little temporary track here where I had to get my original 2 villagers. And you can see one of them is a nitwit. Doesn't matter. Nitwits can breed just fine. Here's a little baby villager. He's going to grow up and become a farmer. You just need one of your villagers to be a farmer for this thing to work. So the 3-part system is going to be, part A is going to be building the villager breeder right over the hill over there. Part B is going to be building the rail bridge transport system to get them from the breeder to the villager trading hall, and episode 3 is going to be building the villager trading hall. Now, the neat thing about this system is once I move these 2 villagers into the breeder, it gets really easy after that. So what's going to happen is they're going to breed. There's going to be a mechanism that feeds them into the minecarts. The minecarts will automatically load them and take them over to the villager trading hall. And when they get there, the rail system, using activator rails, will eject the villager right into the slot they're going to be in. So there's no fighting with villagers, trying to get them to go where you want, all that stuff that's kind of a drag when dealing with villagers. So this is going to be the hardest part. I just went around and I captured a couple villagers here just by putting down a rail and a minecart underneath them, and I pushed them over here, and then once you get them over here, you just push them onto the track, like so. There we go. Let's get them both up here. Now the only thing I'm going to have to do here is break out a hole in the wall so we can get them through and place down a rail where the wall is broken. So let's go ahead and break this out. And hopefully no villagers will escape in the meantime. There you go. Let's send these guys on their merry way. There you go. We'll now break this rail, put the blocks back in, and we're all good. Okay, so they should be heading over there now. I'll clean up this rail later. We won't need it anymore. Oh no, something went wrong. Let's see what happened here. Oh, I know what happened. He got to the end and this guy bounced back off. So I may have to come down here and kill a torch to get him to stop bouncing back and forth. He's just kind of, I just have the rail ending. Once you get right inside, he'll be back. Once you get right inside, excuse me, Mr. Sheep, where the villager breeder housing is going to be. You got to go away, sir. Okay. We'll just push him out of the way so when the other guy comes back. Oh, you know what? He won't be able to come back now because I messed with the rail there. I busted it out. No, he is coming back. Okay, great. Okay, this time he stopped like I thought he would last time anyway. Okay, so I'm not going to let them out until I have the walls built around them. This is, I just put in the posts here. This is going to be our villager breeder. It's really simple. It's automatic. It's also going to automatically regulate how many villagers there are, and you can control that as well with the number of beds that you have. So what we got here is I just put out some posts to mark the corners. Basically, it is a 15 by 11 room, And you've got a interior space of a 9x9 here for the carrot farm, and then you've got a 3x9 room here for the beds. That's what's going to happen. So as soon as I can just get them within the confines of that wall, then we can get building on that. All right, it's going to be pretty simple. All right, so we're going to build these guys in first so that I can let them out of the carts before... Small problem. One of these guys, the other baby villager, grew up to be a nitwit. So that's going to be a no-go. So I'll deal with that off camera. That'll be just fine. I wasn't going to have them start breeding until the second episode anyway, because the mechanism to load them into the carts will be in place, but I don't want them to start loading yet until we're ready. So since the second guy grew up to be a nitwit, I'm going to have to bring another villager over here. So I'll leave most of these carts in place there until I can fix that. Okay, so let's get on with the building here. Okay, so we're going to leave a little opening here for a door. We shouldn't really have to get in and out of here, but in the event that we do, we'll just put an iron door here, and that will be hunky-dory. And now that I'm thinking about it, I'm realizing I'm going to have to remedy this villager situation right off the bat anyway, because I can't seal them in until I have one of these villagers who can be a farmer. So we're going to have to pause for a moment, and I will take care of that, and then we'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and as you can see, we have another villager over here. Got another baby villager, so hopefully he doesn't grow up to be a nitwit. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and finish our getting this framed in so we can let them out of the carts. Alright, I left a little walkway up here so I can get up. I need to place a layer of slabs up here. This serves a couple of purposes. Number one, it's going to help frame in the glass block ceiling that we're going to do. And number two, mobs won't be able to spawn on it. I hope I have enough of these with me, otherwise I'll have to run over and get some more. All right, perfect. So now we've got the outside walls framed. Now we just got to put some windows in here. We're going to put a couple of doors. Actually, just one door, and you'll see how we confine these fellas. All right, I hope he grows up soon and does not become a nitwit. Otherwise, I'll have to break out part of the wall and bring another villager over here. Okay, now we got windows. Let's go ahead and put on our glass ceiling here. So we're going to put a little farm in here. So we need sunlight so that the crops will grow, and also so mobs don't spawn on top of glass blocks, and then they also won't spawn on the bottom half of slabs, which those are. So now we have a mob-proof roof. Oh, good, he grew up, and he is not a nitwit, so that's great news. All right, I'll tell you what, all we need is a trapdoor, and he will not be able to get out, and I can take the minecarts out. All right, perfect. Now, since villagers are two blocks tall, and our avatars are a little less than that, we can get through this, but they cannot, and that's all you need to keep them in place. That's going to be handy for the mechanics of how this farm is going to work. All right, let's finish getting our ceiling in so we can proceed. All right, sorry fella, you can't fit. So you're stuck in there. Okay, we got a few more glass panes to put in here. Then we can start with the farm in there. And then we're almost done. Okay, I believe this to be the center of the room. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our water under here. And we're going to place our composter here. And our villager, who's not a nitwit, should take that job. You're also going to want to put a slab on top of that, because if you don't, they'll jump up and down on top of the composter and onto your crops, and you'll be fighting them, trampling them all the time. Okay. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the hoe and plow all these, get them ready to hold crops. And we're going to do carrots. Really, it doesn't have to be carrots. I like carrots because carrots are just carrots. They don't, you don't have to deal with, like with potatoes, you occasionally get rotten potatoes. Wheat, you have wheat, but it has to be converted to bread. What you want is for these guys to be always have plenty of food so they're ready to breed. And I'll go over how that mechanic works as pertaining to this farm momentarily. Let's get the crops in. Excuse me, sir. Why, thank you. All right, it's great. I don't even have the crops in yet, and he already took the farmer job, so we're progressing nicely. All right, let's get some carrots planted here. Okay, so we have the crops all planted. Let's go ahead and let's make sure these guys are stocked up on their first bit of food here. They haven't had a chance to harvest anything yet. Okay. That should be plenty. All right, let's go take a quick sleep, and then we'll finish this off, and I'll explain how it works. Okay, so the building is finished. I meant to bring an iron door. I'll put an iron door on here just to make it a little more secure. It doesn't matter. Those guys aren't going to be able to get to here anyway. So now the next step is we got to dig a hole here. Okay, now there's going to be beds in here. And this is how you regulate it, right? So we need 2 beds, one for each of them. And then we need an extra bed beyond those first 2, which will determine how much breeding they will do. I only want there to be 2 villagers on hand at any given time, so I'm going to put 4 beds in here. And as soon as I do, they'll start to breed. Now, what's going to happen is, because they can see the beds, they think they can get to the beds, but the adults cannot get through. Now, the baby villagers, they're going to see the beds, and they can get through. Also, we need to put a trapdoor right here. Okay, so I got to put a trapdoor right here. I'll go grab one in a second. Okay, so I got a trapdoor. We're going to put a trapdoor in here, and we'll leave it open. All right, so now, like I was saying, I should also mention that while this villager breeder, there's really nothing special or proprietary or anything like that about it. Although, yeah, I do have to put some torches in there so mobs don't spawn inside. There's nothing special about this spawner. This piece right here with the drops for the baby villagers, I did see this in a Wattles video, so credit to where credit's due. I will put a link to Wattles' page down in the comments. But the rest of it is just your basic villager breeder, and the mechanics work as such. I'm going to put 4 beds in here. So each one of these adults will line up with a bed, and then they'll have 2 kids. Now what's going to happen is when the adults can't get through, but the kids can, and because this trapdoor is here, they're going to think this is a solid block. The baby villagers will walk over this and fall down into this chamber. Now this is the holding area. This is going to feed the minecart, the auto minecart loader. So from now on, I don't have to touch these villagers. So they're going to produce, and 2 baby villagers will be down here. Now, as soon as I remove one with in episode B, 13B, that we're going to do next, via the minecart rail system, as soon as I move one far enough away, they'll make another villager because there's 4 beds here and there'll only be 3 left. Now, if I wanted to have, 10 villagers on hand, I'd have 10 beds, or 12 if I wanted to have the 2 plus 10. So I would just have to make this room a little bit bigger. And that's how you regulate this. Now that works perfectly as long as you move them far enough away where the baby villagers, unlink to the bed that's in here. As soon as they unlink, these 2 will recognize that there's an available bed. They'll produce another baby villager. The only thing required is that they have food. We've got one farmer in there that's going to keep them both well fed. So that's it. There's nothing else needed on this part. So I'm not going to put the beds in yet because I don't want baby villagers dropping down in here, because I have to build the rail system and the loader, which is going to be in the next episode. So let's go have a look at what we've got here. Pretty simple setup. And now I can tear up these tracks that are leading over to the village, because I'm not going to need those rails anymore. That's it. We're done. This system is going to go ahead and take the villagers over to, now I haven't built it yet, but we're going to do a villager, that's going to be part 3, or part C of this 3-part little mini series. And the rail system is going to take them over there, and it's going to dump them out right into their little cubby where they're going to stay, so we can do trays with them. So we no longer have to deal with the villagers. So there you go. This is the end of part 1. Pretty good progress, pretty simple project. And tune in for parts 2 and 3 of this little mini-series so you can see how easy this thing is. Once I have the villager trading hall fully populated, if I want to move villagers somewhere else, all I have to do is reroute the train tracks, and using this system, it's pretty darn easy. All right, guys, that is going to do it for this episode here. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one.